The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Give us a call if you have absolutely cracked it with your partner because they've decided to post something that maybe you haven't approved.
Yeah.
And they thought it was funny, or maybe you're in the doghouse because you've done exactly that. 13 24 10. Now, Whipper, we have spoken about this a little bit. I sometimes have seen photos of you on holiday on the other side of the world in your bathers.
Yeah, hot.
Oh, horrific. What are those shorts that you wear, that Jay-Z wears?
What are you talking about, mate?
What shorts are they?
It's about $600.
I've got no idea what he's
they
What
start
are they
with a
called, Tommy? What's
I
the
know.
I've
brand?
got no idea what you're
Vanilla Briquin?
Oh, that's it.
Oh,
yeah.
those.
talking
And you
about.
can,
Vanilla Briquin.
you can get little matching ones. They
Do they
really
smell
get
like
you over
vanilla?
the line because you can have a matching pair with your son.
You can. I mean, that's not what it's about. Let's focus back on the photos.
Yes, okay. Ugly snaps, which is why I started with you. But there's a woman in this story who's furious because her husband, it's a running joke in their house that he continues to keep posting photos of her, which she's not okay with. And maybe they're a little bit funny if they were amongst the family. But
Yeah.
when they go out into the world, it's not so funny anymore.
Okay. Her not at her best.
She might be asleep and she's drooling in bed.
Welcome to my world.
She's in a dressing gown and she's got one of those little massage things on her head, and it's just a bit of me time at the end of the day.
Yeah, funny.
And he thinks it's hilarious to post her in that awful light. And it's awful when you've got something like this in the relationship where they just think it's absolutely hilarious. They don't see the harm in it.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of fun.
Do you know the annoying thing too? Is if you do that real stuff and it's like, oh my God, he's fast asleep again, have a look at this. My wife will take footage of me falling asleep where my head goes back and forth and she'll go, oh, Noddy's back.
Yeah.
And she gets a lot
funny.
of positive feedback on that. A lot of
Noddy's sleeping.
Likes,
like.
Yeah.
But do you know why that works? Because it's real, like the Bunnings commercials. We'll beat it by 10%. Bunnings commercials, where they have the staff actually doing the ad.
Oh, so it
not an actor or a presenter.
connects
Wow.
with people if it's real.
real
but
is very powerful,
What
Kate.
it means is she's prioritising, and when I say
Yeah,
she, I mean
herself.
lovely Lisa,
Yeah.
that she's prioritising her likes over your
I
well-being.
think what she does, though, too, is she looks at what I do for a job and thinks there's nothing she could do that he hasn't already done when it comes to a level of embarrassment. Like sort of dressing as Kylie Minogue on a giant thong, out in the middle of a field. That kind of stuff is...
The process that you do have to go through to post something, especially with my wife, I've got to go through her management. I've got to
Yep.
sit down with, usually in a room with 8 other people. They overlook each photo before she approves the one that
Okay.
I'm allowed to put up on Instagram. Kate, it's ridiculous. Here's another one for you, Kate. You're about to have a teenage girl soon. She's about to come into that period of her life. Gets even worse with kids. Like my boys now, I'll take a funny video of them at the dinner table, and the first thing they say to me is, "Don't post it."
Yep. We're
Don't
getting
post
that.
it.
Not for
Yeah,
Instagram.
They're becoming self-aware. I think
like,
it was,
what?
wasn't it Gwyneth Paltrow's daughter? I think
Apple.
Apple came out and said... Or there was something where she was finally up on Mum's gram again, and
Yep.
Gwyneth said that was because she particularly asked me that it, my body's nobody's body but mine kind of thing, and this is my face, and don't share it unless you ask me.
Here's the other complication. I had to say to Lisa, take that photo down now, because I'd told somebody I couldn't turn up somewhere because I had gone away for the weekend. So when you showed me in the backyard with the kids, I said I was in Melbourne.
That was your personal trainer.
That's right. Yeah, week after
yes.
week. He's been buying that
every
story for
day.
6 months.
Tash has given us a call from Chroma. Tell us about your hubby. What's the rules, Tash? What's happening?
Oh, morning, guys. How are you?
Strong, Tash.
I would like to say that my husband did probably one of the most brutal things that he could have to me on my first Mother's Day. He uploaded the freshest post-birth picture that he had of myself. I mean, I know there was like some good gesture to it, but it was seriously nothing that should have been posted online for anyone to see. And it was like hashtag Happy First Mother's Day. There was blood. There was guts. I was like, oh my
Swelling.
God, delete that.
Tash, look, it came from the right place, though, didn't it? He was obviously incredibly proud of you and just thought you were wonderful.
Yeah, and then everyone else on Facebook got to share the experience with us for those 5 minutes.
Some things don't need to be shared. Thank you, Tash.
No, they really don't. So yeah, he was made to delete that.
He's gone. Victoria in Chatswood, what's your story?
Good morning, guys. Just calling in to let you know that my partner shared photographs of him and my newborn baby whilst they were still being closed up in the operating theatre from my Caesar. So they announced the birth of my son over social media before I'd even come out of theatre.
Oh, my God. He posted from theatre.
That is gold.
I had never met my father-in-law, and I met him in January the first time this year, 2 years after, and I just had to zip my lips the whole stay.
So how did you find... Who
You all
told
sound
you...
very speechless.
Oh, yeah.
Who told you, Victoria? So when you came to, who informed you that it was all over social media?
I saw it on all of my in-laws' pages. They took the photographs from my father-in-law and the aunties, and everyone was posting it.
Congratulations.
Before I...
It's such a
So my
private.
family
It's a
was the last
private
to know.
moment.
Yes, it
not?
is.
It's
It is.
like-
Hey, can I say, though, he would have got some great likes and comments on that.
Yeah, it
and
was his most
more,
liked.
more
I
followers.
think more than me.
You've
Some
done all
things
the work,
are
Tash.
not for social media. You know, moments like that with Victoria and Tash, and also your top this morning, Kate Ritchie. But, you know, just think about it.
What's wrong with my top today?
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Okay, you get me with a headline like this.
All right.
A woman who faked her own death for a $700,000 life insurance payout has been seen withdrawing a wad of cash while shopping as she awaits sentencing for fraud offences.
Okay.
This is crazy. Karen Salkild is her name. She's 42 years of age. She risks up to 7 years in prison for impersonating her own partner. So what she did, she took life insurance out on herself, but then she went in and made out that she was her partner. Okay?
Okay.
So she's a mother of two, Kate. I think she's left her husband and now she's found a new partner, right? And she's gone in and basically said, this is really sad, but my partner, Karen Silkild, which is herself,
Yeah.
has passed away in a car accident. I'm here to get the life insurance. She was then paid out $718,000 into a bank account. So she falsified documents.
Yeah, but got the
death
cash.
death certificates. Everything was done, you know, like she went through the whole process. They investigated it. And then she's got the $718,000. This is where it gets even weirder. She runs an F45. She's an instructor.
Okay.
So she's faked her own death, but she's still taken F45 classes. And this is a Maley Dale story. So you also get to see a photo of her going to the ATM to get a wad of 50s, wearing a salmon pink PE Nation sweatshirt and some black leggings. And if you would love that look, click on this link.
No way.
No. I don't think there was the click on the link. But they actually... tell us what she's wearing.
Okay, that's good. So how's she getting the money out? Because I reckon that's... If you're going to fake your own death, the hardest part is leaving any form of trace.
Yeah.
So is she withdrawing money as the other person? Still pretending to be the partner?
She still looks like the partner, and all of these ATMs have cameras on them these days. Like the banks can just have a look at who withdrew when.
This is what I'm thinking. And why would you go back to F45 if you faked your own death? Oh, no, I've got a class tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and they need me.
Maybe she figures if she can convince births, deaths and marriages, then she can convince people that are there to work out for 45 minutes at a time.
Maybe.
And then she was caught off guard by the reporter last night. So the reporter tracks her down and asked her a few questions.
She claims she died in a car crash, but as she walks across the road in our southern suburbs, Karen Salkild is very much alive. Karen Salkild, Michael Stamp from Channel 9 News. I'm just wondering why you faked your own death.
Who? The hell? Who are you guys? I'm not talking to you guys.
Why did you fake your own death?
Is this a joke?
No, this is not a joke. This is very serious. You're charged before the court. You got F45 clients, no?
Are you trying to get me...
Do you want to say...
or something? Are you trying to...
You're already in trouble. You're before the
Are you
court.
trying to make everything worse? Or are you trying to put F45 under the banner again, or what?
She's more worried about F45's brand and their reputation.
Sounds more fitness first to me.
But don't you need like to register somebody's death? she's saying she died in a car accident?
Yeah, there would have been a
Isn't
body.
there a police report?
Well, you would have thought so.
The reports of Patrick McDermott as well, which was Olivia Newton-John's husband.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
that
what
one? And there
Did
was
he
sightings.
ever turn
of him.
up?
Well, there was sightings of him in Mexico fishing. There was numerous sightings.
But that makes sense when you go, like if you're going to fake your own death, you go far away from where you live. You don't hang
Yep.
out in the same state.
It is like Shawshank Redemption, isn't it? Andy Dufresne, isn't it? It's when you've just got to go and
You've gotta
fix
go.
boats and go into the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and I've always said if you're going to do it, you need to leave part of your body. So let's say there was a fire, you burn the house down, you leave a little bit of your pinky in the letterbox or something. So they go, oh, we found some remains. Because without that, they're going to go, he's still alive.
I just think there might be other options
And then they find you. And it's
than not faking your own death. Like, it can't be that bad. Come on,
Like
guys.
being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Facing up to your fears.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah, Kate Ritchie was found in a shed knitting in the Southern Highlands.
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely?
With her top off. You paint
Oh,
the
yes, I do.
backyard.
She was
Sorry,
found naked gardening.
Yeah.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to talk about what is the worst thing you've ever eaten.
Oh my gosh, you mean the worst thing that's been in your mouth?
Well, you could say that. Worst thing you've consumed, because mine is pretty bad. Not mine, not what I've eaten is pretty bad.
Have you tried that century egg? Which is
no.
that's horrific.
No.
It's hard. You know, the hardest thing is actually getting it into your mouth because the smell is so rancid.
Mate, it makes me feel sick.
Yeah, you
to
need a
even
peg.
think about.
Well,
I
it's
think-
basically a rotten egg, but it's a delicacy.
Yeah, Poe. I think the first time I learned about that was on MasterChef.
With Poe,
series,
was it?
series number 1. We had Poe and Julie in the
Yeah.
studio. This is not a century egg. This is on the holidays. And I didn't really know whether to bring this story to the show. At home, I have a little back step near the back gate. And I'll sometimes just sit there and water the garden when I've come home from the gym or something like that, and I'll have my coffee.
Oh, yeah,
My takeaway.
That's your time.
Yeah, it is. That's me. That's
Richie
me time. Takeaway coffee.
Yeah.
Anyway, because I'm trying to keep Annie off the lawn, I tend to put. I've got these little fences that I got at Bunnings to keep her off because she's digging holes in the backyard.
yeah.
But if you leave her at home for an extended period of time and she can't access lawn,
Yep.
she decides she has to find somewhere else to go to the toilet.
Right,
okay.
Sometimes that is on the back kind of travertine area. Sometimes if the garage door's open, she will sneak in there. So anyway, there was a poop hanging around, and I'd obviously finished my coffee and I was still watering, and then I thought, rather than do what I have told you I do sometimes, if it's dried out enough, I will pick up the poo and just put it
With your bare hands,
with
yeah.
my bare hands, because I'm that kind of lady.
Country girl, yeah, ag school, yep.
But I had an empty coffee cup, so I thought, I'll just scoop the poop.
don't.
I'll scoop the poop up with the coffee cup.
Don't.
Because
Right.
even that one,
Well, it
I
makes
wouldn't be able to
sense.
drink out of that. I wouldn't be able to
Well, you
drink out
shouldn't.
of that mug again.
Well, it's not a mug; it's a takeaway cup.
Okay,
because
it's a
I've come home
takeaway
from
cup,
the gym,
okay.
so I
Gotcha.
scooped it up and I put the lid on it. But I didn't. I heard someone in the back lane, so I thought I'm not going to go out into the lane. Not that I'm antisocial, of
Yeah,
course.
paparazzi, yeah.
But I thought I'll just leave the coffee cup on the back step, and I'll get to that at some point when I hang the washing out. Right.
Okay.
So I'm pottering around, having a bit more me time, maybe doing some emails, and then I find myself
lot of me time.
back in. It doesn't happen very often. This is like the one day in 20 years, Fitzy. And then I find myself back in the backyard, and I hanging clothes on the line, and I thought, oh my God, that's such a treat. I haven't finished my coffee. So I'm not even joking.
Yuck.
What?
So I have picked up my coffee cup and taken, and I could feel there was a little bit of weight in it, obviously. I'm thinking, oh, this is good, because I'll drink my coffee all day. It doesn't matter if it's cold, because I get, one a day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
fair
taken
call.
the biggest swig of my coffee with maybe a few millimetres of cold strong oat flat white, and
Covered in
I'm not even joking. I'm not even, and I
You
thought,
took the nug in the mouth.
no, I didn't. It was because, see, I hadn't
juice.
picked it up with my hands because it was wetter than usual. So I had to scoop it into the cup. So it was just through the little drink hole.
Yeah. I caught Huey Huey turned around as a baby once and he was crawling. We're outside at a picnic and he had a used durry in his mouth, chewing on a used durry.
Oh, yuck.
And he's been addicted to it ever since.
Some people do chew tobacco.
What did you do? Did you try and, like, put your fingers down your throat?
No, do you know what I did in that moment? I just thought,
Oh, well.
of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course I'll eat that.
No, of course this is happening to me. I mean, life, it just can't really...
Yeah.
But
This
that's
is
why
it, of
you're
course.
relatable, Kate. That's why people see you and go, you know what? If Kate Ritchie can do it, I'm going to do it.
I don't suggest
I'm going to
it.
drop a log into my coffee do.
The worst thing you put in your mouth. Kate Ritchie has. Kate Ritchie
Can you beat
has
mine?
set the bar very high.
What did you eat, Liz?
Well, it was after a party the next day, and I took a bite out of a chicken drumstick, and it had maggots in it.
Okay.
So then I didn't say anything because family was around. I went to the bin, just spat it out, and then washed my mouth out.
Oh, Liz. Well, they're quite clean, though, maggots, aren't they? Are they?
Well,
But
they
that
clean
also
up these.
means that that's been developing for days. That means the chicken that people were eating the night before wasn't good. I actually did this when I used to do dancing
Go on.
at the Mary Easton Dance Studio.
Oh, is there any photos of this?
Yes.
Great. We'll put them up
No,
on
you
socials.
won't. No, you won't. I've
Get 'em
had
out,
I've had
Heather.
to have therapy around it.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm not joking.
I'm not even joking. And I bought in the old days cans of apple tizer or apple
Oh,
so
yeah.
a fizzy apple juice.
I hate that.
Yeah, the
And-
apple soft drink.
Yeah, and it was in the fridge out the back of the dance studio, and I thought I'll leave it there till next week, and came back but didn't realise the fridge had been off. Once again, it's the swigging that always gets me. Big swig,
Yeah.
and I've swallowed the whole kind of film of mould that had formed over the. I mean, I have guts of steel.
I'm not enjoying this at all.
You will at some stage do I'm a Celebrity.
Oh, no, I
You
won't.
will go into the jungle, Kate, and those eating challenges, I think you'll be able to. I think you'll kill it.
You'd
Well, you've-
nail a couple of bull's testicles.
You've already had the audition for it. By the sounds of it, you could do this.
I don't
You
wanna
would
go
be.
into the
You'd be bigger
jungle.
than. You'd be bigger than Warney going into the jungle, I reckon.
No,
Kate Ritchie.
I'd be Carrie Ann with my makeup bag, and
Yeah.
everyone would hate me.
48 hours and she's out. See you later, the shortest lived. Marie, hello.
Hello.
What did you eat?
I sculled a goldfish.
Oh,
Did you?
accidentally,
It was a new
Marie?
bar back in the 80s,
Yeah.
and it was called Shooters. And it was after, you know, that movie Cocktail where...
Yeah, Brian
You know,
Brown, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's it. Tom Cruise. Well, this bar opened, and they had this deer that if you sculled a goldfish and they gave it in a little shooter, it was alive. And it wasn't a big fat goldfish,
No.
but it came out of a kind of a manky tank, and it looked really bad. And I was out with my girlfriends, and they said, "Go, Marie, go, Marie." And what you got was drinks for the night. So I did it. Not many people did it.
Couldn't
but,
do that anymore.
No.
That's on the Gold Coast, Marie.
I think
Shooters
they
on the
shut-
Gold
I
Coast.
think the RSPC got involved and said you
Yeah.
can't do that.
Oh,
But
absolutely. Could you feel the goldfish inside of you?
in my mouth, yes.
And then when you swallowed it.
Tummy.
Yeah, mate of mine.
And then you swallow it, and you get free drinks for night.
Yeah, but did you feel it in your tummy once you'd swallowed it?
no.
And what about when it came out
wasn't
the other
big.
end?
It wasn't like one of those big,
No.
beautiful goldfish. It was
It's-
a little one.
Yeah.
It's a tadpole.
But I got free
basically.
drinks.
Oh,
Yeah, we've realised that, but you said that quite a few times.
Oh, my gosh,
That was
Marie.
the whole purpose. And that
you
was the
land-
80s. We could do stuff like that.
Did you land a bigger fish that night, Marie, if you know what I mean?
Possibly.
Oh,
Right,
some
well
live
done,
bait. Marie.
I'm going back a few years. So
Oh, yeah, you do remember, but you're on the radio. Thanks, Marie. Appreciate the call.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.